the best advice you ever got?
I never got much. No, really, I didn't look like a kid who needed advice, and so I didn't get any. And you know, I've learned this about people who claim to want advice, and that is, rarely do they really want advice. They want you to confirm their decision or their predilection. So now when people ask me for advice, I say to them, I will give you advice, but only on the condition that you will take it. That cuts down the numbers significantly.
When you received your Governor General's Lifetime Achievement Performing Arts Awards, what did it mean to you?
I'm sure everybody is appreciative, but I thought it was particularly significant because, generally speaking, these awards go to people who are artists in some conventional sense. They're understood to be artists because they are singers, and musicians, and dancers, and painters, and composers, and so on. My award was different, I felt, and remains different in that it was given to someone who practices television. My art form is television. I always thought of it as a potential art form, but the world considers it a kind of corporate medium, and it's not typically identified with any one individual. The program parts are, but the flow of a channel was not understood to be a medium where you could be artful. And I wanted to change that and tried to do my work in that way, and I was hugely pleased that somebody in the Governor General Performing Arts Awards understood that and gave me an award on that basis. I think that is significant. I hope somewhere, somehow, they repeat the exercise and give a similar award to someone else.
How does engagement and excellence in the arts strengthen our sense of who we are as Canadians?
Well, that's the way in which we express it. It's the only way in which we can express it, and it has always seemed to me that the entire purpose of civilization in peacetime is culture. That's what you produce. It's culture, education, and entertainment. And when you have peace, that's what we put our surplus to, and that's what we put our time into. So the more of that activity that can be generated, the more quality goods emerge, and the more we articulate to ourselves what's involved in this wonderful place that we've developed. I've always liked this about Canada. 150, as countries go, is not very old. And what that has meant to me is that Canada is unfinished. It's not like those older European countries and cultures where you may arrive, you may immigrate, you may become a citizen, but nobody needs you in England to perfect that statement. You arrive in France, it's there, and you've got to buy into that. I always felt about Canada that there was room for me, and in that same sense, I think there's room for newcomers to add to the narrative and actually have an impact on it. That's exciting.
As we go forward to our next 150 years, what do you think we can do to ensure that we meet our aspirations?
Well, I see it in the streets. This is a laboratory for the new world. This is where the races and the religions meet and don't fight. I have a great belief in the boys and the girls. I think if we leave the boys and the girls alone, they will find each other. And as they find each other, and as they love each other, and as they marry each other, and as they have children, these cultures will begin to mix in a positive way. Bring me your food, bring me your music, bring me some of those holidays, leave that old shit behind in the old world, and Canada emerges.